Locations on Cherokee Road in Ellick City or at South Street in Dadeville. At S&S Tire, we're installing peace of mind for every customer we serve. Every job, every day.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go kart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go kart. Whether it's a fully customized kart or a stock-made kart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best easy-go carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Relief has a new address in Alexander City. Main Street Family Urgent Care is now open across from Walmart on Highway 280. From cuts, broken bones, strep throat, and flu, they can help you heal and feel better fast. Open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Heads up, we're going back to 77. Disco, bell bottoms, and Ford F-Series starts at Tepic Run as the best-selling trucks in America. Fast forward to 2017, F-Series is still king for 40 straight years. How? Rock-solid durability, up to the nanosecond technology, and jaw-dropping capability. No wonder the competition hasn't been number one since these. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 40 straight years.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
Sportz Blitz Live is on the air. News, scores, predictions. Sportz Blitz Live with your host, Brett Pritchard, Luke Robinson, and Randy Lee. Call 800-782-0108. Auburn.
45-50, 45, there goes Davis! Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back!
Alabama.
38 pounds and 80 yards.
And the latest in high school sports.
Yes, he is! Touchdown!
It's Sportz Blitz Live now. Brought to you by S&S Discount Tire and JR's Sports Bar and Grill.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. I am Andy Graham, and welcome into the latest edition of Sportz Blitz Live. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We've got a lot on tap for you tonight. I'll be joined momentarily by Scott Hardy, and we'll get into discussing everything going on in the world of sports. Got a couple of great guests scheduled to be on the program tonight. Jason Caldwell from Inside the Auburn Tigers, Charlie Potter from Bama Online to talk to us about everything that went on in the Alabama spring game this past weekend. The Auburn Tigers took 2 of 3 from the Arkansas Razorbacks, who were leading the SEC over the weekend. Were able to do that without one of their best pitchers, Casey Mize. Mize, I think, supposed to be back. We'll ask Jason Caldwell about that, get a little bit more clarification on that from him as well. But the NBA playoffs continue. The NFL draft upcoming this week. We'll talk about these things and much more tonight on Sportz Blitz Live. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, but when I come back, I'll be joined by Scott Hardy, and we'll dive into things going on everywhere in the sports world. Don't go anywhere. More Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire right after this.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Auburn Opelika has that perfect something for you. From sophisticated chic boutiques to exceptional dining, there's a retailer or restaurant to make your next visit special. Whether it's elegant fine dining or freshly squeezed lemonade, you'll find the perfect fit for every taste and budget. The food's great and the shopping is too, so be sure to check out the wide array of gifts, decor, clothing, and more. For every occasion, Auburn Opelika has what you're looking for. Let's make your next trip memorable. Visit Auburn Opelika.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just $1 down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just $1 down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Over the years, S&S Tire has grown into the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealer. S&S Tire offers the industry's best brand names: Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Firestone, and much, much more. The tire pros at S&S offer professional installation and the region's best price. In addition to your tire needs, S&S offers full automotive mechanical work for all your vehicle maintenance and repair needs with the area's most experienced staff. Visit either of our 2 locations on Cherokee Road in Ellick City or at South Street in Dadeville. At S&S Tire, we're installing peace of mind for every customer we serve. Every job, every day.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go kart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go kart. Whether it's a fully customized kart or a stock-made kart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best easy-go karts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. On this beautiful Tuesday evening, I am now joined by the irrepressible Scott Hardy. Thanks so much, Scott, for joining us this evening. Pitch hitting as always, and I mean, you're like Louis T. I mean,
who's a good pinch hitter? Like who's just
Manny Mota?
Manny Mota. I'm not sure.
I'm going old school.
You're going old school. I'm trying to think who's a good pinch hitter now. I don't know. We'll get on that during the.
That's a good.
Break.
Who's the best pinch hitter that you can think about? And who is the best pinch hitter? But I think Scott Hardy.
Well,
that's what leaps to my mind.
I appreciate it, Andy. You doing all right today?
I'm doing well.
Got a fresh cut. I see. I see it there.
My hair, I didn't think was that long. Luke told me I needed a haircut, so man says I need a haircut, I go get a haircut. So
he's the boss.
He is the boss. That's right. The Alabama spring game this past weekend. I'm sure you and you watched probably about as much of it as I did.
Yeah, I didn't really. I was aware, but then
I was
chose
aware
to not give any attention to the topic. But I
Nick
mean,
Saban said they were adequate, not elite, but adequate.
Yeah,
I think Alabama fans might disagree.
Yeah, they'll be the number one team going into. I mean, it's just,
well, there's no question about that.
It's all right. They have. I mean, I do know that there was a plethora of freshmen. A lot of those early enrollees who were, major contributors to the highlight reel on Saturday. But I'm sure our guest this evening, as well as Luke Robinson, can probably provide a little insight to the Crimson Tide.
I have no doubt, and a good thing, because you and I can provide no insight. Auburn took 2 of 3 from Arkansas. Huge series. Arkansas came in leading the SEC 11-4. Auburn able to get it done without Casey Mize. All of a sudden, the offense explodes. 15 runs in game 1, 11 runs in game 3. And, of course, just like we all knew it was going to happen, Arkansas comes in as the leader in home runs in the SEC. They hit 1 in 3 games. Auburn dead last by a wide margin in home runs in the league. They hit 5 during the weekend. So I don't know. I've given up on trying to kind of trying to figure it out. But I know this Auburn team. They're special. I just don't know how special yet.
I think that going forward, this is just fun to watch right now. Like I think we've already exceeded expectation for this season. So,
and I will say, at the beginning of this season, Scott Hardy said, "I like this program right now."
Are you being funny? Or are you?
I'm being absolutely.
I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same. I mean, it was the one constant that if you look at some of the success that's happened, whether it was at Auburn when he was here or the success that Mississippi State had, and now what he's doing, Butch Thompson knows baseball. And he knows pitching in particular. And when you can pitch as well as Auburn's been able to, adding the bats to go along with it, then you're going to be tough to beat him for we talked about maybe a preseason getting 6 or 7. If you could get 6 or 7 wins in series wins, then, we'd have an opportunity to be pretty successful. I didn't think that they were going to be as bad as the team in Tuscaloosa, which obviously they were not, because there's not anybody right now that's as bad. And
they're getting to be historically bad.
Yeah, they're on pace for that. But I think that the basketball program, obviously, I think that it's still going in the right direction. Football, we'll see what's happening. There's still some semi-patience there. But the best hire, Clint Meyer, you could say that, but what Butch Thompson's doing based on what he had going into now, although I will say I thought Sonny Galloway did have us in the right direction. That's Auburn. He set a good foundation for what Butch Thompson was able to do going forward. I will say that, because he did make the playoffs.
If it wasn't for him, I'd agree with it.
Well, yeah, he wasn't an Auburn man per se.
He wasn't any kind of man other than despicable.
You're right, though. Talking about the baseball, I'm really excited to have Auburn baseball to talk about, and kind of giving just a little shout out to an Alex City native and someone too who has ties to Auburn, Kendall Graveman. We saw him on, which is crazy. He was on Dancing with the Stars last night with Tim Hudson because David Ross. Yeah. So it was cool to see that.
Why was he?
Well, Kendall and Tim Hudson have actually formed like a pretty good relationship, and so Timmy was a sinker ball pitcher, so there's been a little relationship building there. So they were actually there together last night. So
that's
crazy.
Cool, man.
I don't know why that was on, but it was on.
You watch it every
week. I was not. I'm gonna be honest.
Lie.
It was on in the background, and I saw it. And so anyway, but having said that, though, the Auburn baseball team is definitely going in the right direction. And I'm excited to have baseball to talk about at this portion. Haven't been this much fun since Creed, Simpson, and that group of boys.
2010.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
Again, many people credit the putting together of that 2010 team by one Butch Thompson, who left Auburn in 2008.
Exactly.
So, there you go. Dale Earnhardt Jr. set to retire at the end of 2017. I know you're a big NASCAR fan.
Well,
as am I. But I mean, this guy kind of transcends the sport. I mean, he everybody knows whether you've ever watched a race before in your life, you know the name Dale Earnhardt Jr. And concussions being a big problem. This guy Not walking away because he's lost his drive or anything like that, but walking away because he doesn't want to end up a vegetable.
Adam Blankenship, who helps host the Late Morning Sports Roundup show, the show that precedes, he does. He helps, that show precedes Sportz Blitz Live. During one of the breaks of the segments, he said, you know, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was retired because of concussions, and so he was out 18 months, and so had a concussion. So football players have one, they're back the next week, and may have 2 or 3 during the season. So are they really rushing? I mean, that's something that really, I know there's been a lot of attention to what's been going on with the brain injuries and some of the suicides and things that have happened within the NFL based off of the concussions that have happened. But CT is a legit thing, and I think now you're really seeing it. People are taking it more serious than they ever have because they understand now with the modern technology. They can see kind of what's happening. You don't want to be on the prior end, so a lot of people are retiring earlier and that type of thing. So I thought that was a good point to say, you know, just how bad it could be for football players.
Well, they don't drive an automobile 180 miles an hour. So that, I mean,
Reuben Foss hits you. You know?
Yeah, but you just putting a uniform on to hit somebody when you're playing football. So, I mean, I can understand that, but you're in a vehicle going 180 miles an hour. You want to be absolutely sure you're over that concussion. I get that. But it is a good point. Up against another break here, but don't go anywhere. Hopefully when we come back, we'll be joined by Jason Caldwell from inside the Auburn Tigers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Has a new address in Alexander City. Main Street Family Urgent Care is now open across from Walmart on Highway 280. From cuts, broken bones, strep throat, and flu, they can help you heal and feel better fast. Open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Wow, your carpets look fantastic.
Yeah, thanks to Peaches and Clean.
They look new again.
They also clean my kitchen tile.
Simply amazing. I'm calling Peaches and Clean today.
Just call 502-5326. Oh yeah, they have an area rug cleaning facility too.
Peaches and Clean is now expanded to the Alexander City Lake Martin Market. Give them a call at 334-502-5326.
Call us up at Peaches and Clean.
Different flavors make the world go around. And now try the flavor of hot honey mustard on the boneless wings meal. Served with crinkle fries, Texas toast, and a 22-ounce drink. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
Get the best seat in the house for every game this football season. Upgrade that old recliner for the comfort of FlexSteel from Holly's Home Furnishings. Stunning styles, incredible comfort, and FlexSteel's signature blue steel construction. At Holly's Home Furnishings, we offer a variety of different fabric and leather options, plus state-of-the-art power recliners. Come in and score big today with Holly's Home Furnishings' unbeatable selection and unbelievable everyday prices. Family-owned and operated Holly's Home Furnishings located in Alexander City and Montgomery.
Heads up, we're going back to 77. Disco, bell-bottoms, and Ford F-Series starts at Tepic Run as the best-selling trucks in America. Fast forward to 2017, F-Series is still king for 40 straight years. How? Rock-solid durability, up to the nanosecond technology, and jaw-dropping capability. No wonder the competition hasn't been number one since these. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 40 straight years.
Bucks Island is one of the oldest boat dealers in Alabama, serving boaters since 1948 with the largest boat showroom in the state. Bass boats featuring Skeeter, cruisers and sport boats featuring Monterey, pontoons featuring Crest, G3 and Voyagers, powered by Mercury and Yamaha. Bucks Island has sold over 10,000 boats and with a full service and parts and accessories department to keep your boat in top condition. Don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote. Visit Bucks Island on Highway 77 in Southside or online at bucksisland.com. Give them a call at 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island, where our #1 product product is customer satisfaction.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Thanks so much for joining us on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Going to go to the phone line now. Welcome in our good friend Jason Caldwell from inside the Auburn Tigers. Jason, how's everything going tonight?
Good, guys. How about y'all?
Doing really well. Auburn taking on Troy tonight at Plainsman Park. How's things going so far?
Yeah, 4-0 Troy now in the top of the fifth. Been all Troy so far, and hey, you get to this time of year, it's not real surprising when you have one of these games, but Auburn still got 5 at-bats left. We'll see if they're able to pull it through. But, coming off a emotional weekend and getting ready for Mississippi State, not really surprising that you have to come out and have one of these games in baseball.
Yeah, Auburn taking 2 of 3 from Arkansas, really a huge series for Auburn over the weekend. Casey Mize not pitching in that game. Any update on his health so far?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't. He's much like Keegan Thompson last week, hadn't thrown yet, so they'll throw a bullpen with him tomorrow. I think they feel good about it so far. Just kind of have to see how he is. So, wouldn't be surprising if he winds up being Sunday. Much like they did with Keegan Thompson a couple of weeks ago, kind of back him up, let him throw a bullpen tomorrow, and then be ready to go on Sunday. So, we'll have a better idea tomorrow, but I think they still feel pretty good about it.
Auburn moving up in at least the Baseball America poll to number 5 in the country, now 12-6 in the SEC. Only one game behind Mississippi State at 13-5, who they play this weekend. But this Auburn team, I think, obviously surprised a lot of people in the media being picked last in the West. But it's fair to say that everybody kind of feels comfortable at this point, saying clearly Auburn is in the NCAA tournament, maybe even pushing on the path to host a regional. But, I mean, is it out of the realm of possibility that they could be a national seed if things keep going the way they're going?
Yeah, I think you'd have to probably get to 19 wins at a minimum in the SEC to be a national seed. And of course, I mean, that'd be 7-5 in your last SEC games, last 12 SEC games, which is a possibility. But even then, probably take a couple of wins in the SEC tournament to do that. So I think it'd be a stretch for this team from an RPI standpoint to be a national seed. I think probably 18 wins probably gets you a host, as far as just a regular host in the NCAA tournament. So I think for them it's just a matter now of getting the job done weekend to weekend, and I think NCAA tournament wise, I think as long as you don't falter big time down the stretch, like you said, you got 12 games left. I think 16 wins probably gets you in the NCAA tournament. So I think you got to feel pretty good about this team, with 12 games left on the schedule.
Well, Jason, talking about postseason play and feeling good about this team, are you surprised at how quickly this team really has become such a threat to make postseason play? Obviously, Butch Thompson coming in has the pedigree to be a great coach, and his pitching background probably provides a little more, I think, aggressiveness in terms of being successful. But are you surprised at how quickly things are kind of coming together?
Yeah, I think probably maybe this much. I wasn't surprised that in year 2 they'd be a team that might make the NCAA tournament. To do what they've done maybe this quickly, probably a little bit of surprise. Just to see them out there 12-6, sweeping Florida, beating South Carolina and Arkansas in series. I don't know that I was expecting that. I thought this was a team that was probably between 13-17 and 16-14 in terms of SEC wins prior to the year. I thought they were going to be better than people thought, but I didn't see this coming so far. And it's been a team that's gotten better and better offensively, played good defense, pitched the ball well, and even with Butch Thompson not taking chances with guys. Like I said, he's got Keegan Thompson out, he's got Casey Mize out for a weekend. He said down the road he may sit Davis Daniel out for a weekend too. And you see, why when you look at today, South Carolina loses their best pitcher in Clark Smith for the year with Tommy John surgery. He's wanted to get those guys for the long haul and keep them ready to go. And so we'll see. But I think if this team gets in the postseason, then you're talking about Keegan Thompson, Casey Mize, Davis Daniel, the way they're playing right now, this team will be a tough out for somebody if they get to the postseason.
Kind of an offensive explosion here as of late. Auburn putting up double-digit runs quite a few times. A big reason for that this weekend, Josh Anthony, a guy that has hit the ball well, but I think probably he would say he's disappointed so far in certainly his power numbers. But what is it? Do you think what has changed for him to kind of catch fire here lately?
Yeah, I think he had a really good week, and it's just been a matter of him just kind of keeping it going, and it's about pitch selection for him. Getting the right pitch to hit. And pitch selection is as important as anything. Learning what pitches not to swing at are just as important as what pitches to swing at. And I think, not swinging at a pitcher's pitch, but, making sure you get a pitch to hit is really important. And so I think for him, as much as anything, it's just sort of right approach. And, like tonight, sometimes those things work. You do a right approach, and then it doesn't matter. You get the ball right at guys. They did a couple line drives right at outfielders. Sometimes those things don't happen the right way, but for Josh, he continued to battle, and he hadn't let it affect his defense. Played really good defense at third base and coming in, and it's finally starting to come around a little bit offensively.
Well, Jason, kind of give us a scouting report on Mississippi State. They lead the conference at 13-5.
Yeah, it's just kind of been smoke and mirrors for them. So many guys hurt, and they've pitched 3 or 4 position players. They got a couple of guys banged up. They got the best player in the league in Brett Rooker. Other than that, they haven't done a ton offensively, and so it's just been about. They got swept the first weekend, so they've really come on strong and done some good things after that. So I think for them, it's just a team that right now has a winning feeling, and so you got 2 teams coming in this weekend that kind of have a little bit of that winning weekend mentality. Not a ton of pitching depth, so this thing could be really interesting, especially come Sunday, just to kind of see what both teams have.
Switching gears a little bit, Jason, the Auburn softball team. Of course, the 3 suspended players, the 2 main cogs, Haley Fagan, Michaela Martin. Any word or any feeling on when they will be back? And can Auburn achieve their goals without them?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough even with them because, you're not really swinging the bat that well offensively right now. And so I think, pitching-wise, Michaela hasn't been pitching that great. So you get her back. She's got to pitch better than she has the last month or so of the season. And obviously Haley makes a big difference offensively and defensively. And so getting her back would be really important. No word on that. We'll see. I would imagine that they'll be back. I just don't know when that will occur.
Well, anything else, Scott, you'd like to chime in?
Well, I haven't. I know we're a couple of weeks removed, a few weeks removed from the 8A game, but I haven't really had the chance to talk to Jason in a while. So, just in terms of just what your thoughts were post 8A game, and maybe as things head into the summer, maybe some things that Auburn fans can, or some competition battles that you think could be something to look forward to from a fan perspective.
Yeah, I think you have to start with quarterback. Offense, throwing the ball like they did in the spring. I think that's kind of where you start with this team, and the success they had, and doing some of those things. I think that's what everybody's kind of been waiting to see and wanted to see out of the spring. And so I think that's kind of starts things for this team. And we'll see now, kind of how it develops and evolves over the summer. But I think he's an interesting guy in terms of Jared Stidham, what he was able to do in the spring, show what he was able to show. No question the talent level that he brings to the table, the ability to throw the ball down the field. And so I think it starts there. Defensively, just kind of continuing where they left off last season. I thought they did a good job of that in the spring. And now they got plenty of guys that have some experience and have the ability to make plays. So I think it's going to be fun to watch this team evolve in the preseason, but because they got a lot of weapons. How they come together will be the finished product.
Well, Jason's great stuff as always. We really appreciate you joining us right now. Anything special going on at Inside the Auburn Tigers right now?
No, just doing continue to do football recruiting, baseball, softball, so kind of a little bit of everything as we get into the spring time and get ready to roll towards summer camp time. So lots of updates on the season still in progress, and always football.
Be sure to go check out Inside the Auburn Tigers. Jason, we appreciate it so much. Have a great rest of the week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Up against the break. Hopefully when we come back, we'll be joined by Charlie Potter. We'll get the other side of the coin and talk about Alabama and everything that went on with them this past weekend. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
With spring in full swing, Harbor Point Marina wants you to swing by for everything boating. Right now, get absolute invoice pricing on our full line of Crest pontoons and Four Winds bow riders. Our selection of 2017s is tremendous and below invoice pricing on remaining 16s. Shop and save now on all Crest pontoons and Four Winds bow riders, and make sure to attend Harbor Point Marina's In-Water Boat Show April 28th and 29th. Now is the time for the best selection and pricing. Shop online at harborpoint.net. This season, get to the point. Harbor Point and Stillwaters Resort on Lake Martin.
At U.S. Ameribank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. Ameribank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. Ameribank difference. U.S. Ameribank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to goreesfurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
It's Truck Month.
It's Ram Truck Month at Bice Motors in Alex City. Save over $10,000 off MSRP on select Ram 1500 or 2500.
Trucks, and more trucks.
Nice price, lowest price.
Great looking trucks and great looking discounts.
Buy it at Bice.
Lake Martin's Ram Truck Headquarters.
America's longest lasting trucks.
BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live this Tuesday evening. Thanks so much for joining us out there. Andy and Scott here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. We're going to go back to the phone line now. Welcome in another guest, Mr. Charlie Potter from BamaOnline.com. Charlie, how you doing tonight?
Great, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we really appreciate you joining us. Scott and I are both Auburn guys, but we need somebody to actually, bring us some intelligence about Alabama. So, the 8A game this past weekend, clearly a lot of talent displayed on the field, and a lot of it of the freshman variety. But just give us your overall impressions of A-Day.
Yeah, I think the early enrollees really stood out. I think this year more so than other years had some intrigue in that department because there were so many already on campus. Alabama had 16 of its signees on campus already and participating in spring practice, and a lot of them have been making some noise. A lot of people want to point at Tua Tagovailoa, but Najee Harris, the running back, Jerry Jeudy, the wide receiver, who was the MVP of the game, Dylan Moses, linebacker that was a long-time LSU commit, but flipped there toward the Tagovailoa and Jalen Hurts were able to get out, and then both have improved as a passer, and especially Jalen. I think that's one of the storylines that everybody wanted to see going into the spring, and he seems to be making a lot of progress. And just now I'm leaving Mobile. Nick Saban spoke at a fundraiser event that he goes to every year, and he said there's no quarterback competition. I don't think a lot of us thought that would. I think there'd be some intrigue there, but he's basically said that this is Jalen's job, and they're going to develop those guys as backups.
You talk about that. Both guys throw for over 300 yards in that game Saturday, but clearly, and it's Jalen Hurts' job. Do you think that this competition can only help him from a Tagovailoa because pushing him from behind like that? I mean, everybody worries about it being a problem, and you can say it's not a problem until the first time that Hurts might throw 2 interceptions in a game, and then everybody's clamoring, "Hey, why don't you put in the backup?"
I think it'll help Jalen. Before he was just a young guy in the room, having to go out there and press and be a little different than the guys that had been in the quarterback room for a while. And he's just kind of a different dude. I don't want to say he doesn't have any personality, but he just doesn't show any emotions out there on the field. And I think having a guy, knowing that a talented guy gunning for his position, I think will only make him better. You can tell that he's developed as a passer. I'm not saying talking about being on campus and impressing early as a freshman has done that, but he stepped up his game. He's showing a little bit more presence in the pocket. He still kind of struggles to get to that second read before taking the ball and running, but he's making those strides. And I think having a guy like that pushing him that could potentially start forward a program anywhere else that he went to is only going to help him.
Well, Charlie, obviously with Jalen Hurts, or even if it is Tua, whoever the quarterback, I think that the talent at the skill position areas, especially at the wide receiver position, will be something that will aid in the success of that. Since Saban's been there, I think this could be one of the more talented receiving corps he's had in a while. So can you talk a little bit about how that could play into the success of whoever the starting quarterback is and the offensive game plan in general?
Yeah, I completely agree, and that's really saying something, considering last year you had a guy like Ardarius Stewart, who was, in my opinion, Jalen's favorite target, and O.J. Howard. Both of those guys are moving on, and this receiving group and group of tight ends is supposed to be better. That's really strange to hear, but I think that's exactly the case. You have Robert Foster, who was the guy in 2015 was supposed to have a big year, but went down with a shoulder injury, and then just never really put things together last year. Had a disappointing year in 2016. Calvin Ridley's obviously back and will be a junior, having another year at the program. And then Judy, who mentioned him, another 5-star kid out of Florida, showed that he looks nothing like a freshman. I mean, he celebrated his 18th birthday yesterday, so he's 17 whenever he was making all those plays in 9 innings. And there's some younger guys, T.J. Simmons. Cam Sims is in his senior year, but he's kind of been a reserve most of the time. There's a lot of bodies. I think Alabama could have a very deep receiving class, or a group of receivers this year. And it's not even including the 2 guys that they signed, along with Judy and Terrell Shavers and Henry Ruggs and Devontae Smith. They haven't even gotten on campus yet, so you still have 2 more coming in to add to that fold that's already impressive as it is.
Well, a lot of questions probably answered in these 3 weeks worth of practice. What about some ongoing position battles that are going to continue on in the fall?
To me, I think it starts with the secondary. I mean, anytime that you're having a spring scrimmage and a team is practicing against itself, and one does extremely well, that means the other side obviously did these are high. And in Saturday's case, that was the secondary. One spot that's been a big question mark this spring has been the left cornerback position, left taken by Marlon Humphrey, who could be a first-round draft pick on Thursday. They kind of tinkered with the fact, or the idea of Mika Fitzpatrick slipping in there back at corner instead of playing safety. But after a few practices, they decided to move Trayvon Diggs to that spot, move Mika back to safety, and kind of be the leader of the secondary, which he's really good at doing. And, he's for Diggs, if that's going to be the route they go, if that's going to be his spot on the field, he's going to have to improve and continue to develop as a corner in the summer. He gave up a lot of big plays in the 8-day game, and they weren't intricate routes by any combination or any source of imagination. They weren't sluggos or wheels. They were straight co routes, and the receivers were just getting by him in coverage. I think that's really where it starts for me, is at corner. Does he stay there? Did they move Minka there? Did they move some of the younger guys there? Then the right side of the offensive line, obviously, is a position I think is still up for grabs. We've seen several guys there this spring, and that was kind of the case last year with some positions opening up at several spots, at center, at left guard, and vice versa. And what we saw Alabama in the spring with was completely different than what we saw them open fall camp in. And I think that's kind of ongoing there. I think that, to me, is the two spots, is corner and the right side of the offensive line being right guard and right tackle.
Well, Nick Saban at the end of the spring says that Alabama was adequate. Not elite, but just adequate. Do you think that's coach speak, or is he just sending a message?
He's sending the message. I think, I was one of the media captains in the game, and I was in the locker room afterwards, and that's the exact same thing he said to the players, but with a little bit more gusto behind his voice. He echoed his comments during his press conference, but I think he's letting them know that they still have a ways to go. I mean, obviously everybody that watched the 8A game saw that Alabama has an immense amount of talent. It continues to dominate his recruiting efforts, being in five-star guys, and they're continuing to contribute once they get on campus. But they're going to have to get those young guys, as well as the guys that are returning, to all buy in and to continue to improve. You watch the game, and at the end of it, Jalen has about a minute, 9 seconds left to drive the ball down the field and score against the first-team defense. It's kind of the same situation we saw in Tampa with Deshaun Watson and Clemson did, and I think that's something that they're trying to get away from and improve, and that's where it starts, really. And I don't know if a lot of people would agree with him that they're necessarily adequate and not elite, but that's his message to his team, and that's what they're sticking with right now.
How do you get to be the media captain for 8A?
They pick 4 of them each year, and I was one, and a couple other guys. I think they pick some guys from Rivals, AL.com, SEC Country, and then me, obviously, with 24/7 Sports. And it's kind of a cool little perk. You get to go behind the scenes and get to the locker room on the sideline and get a different perspective than being up in the press box.
Well, Alabama opens with Florida State in probably one of the more anticipated games this upcoming season. Way too early look at that game, but what's your early thoughts about Alabama facing maybe a 1 versus 2 matchup to start the season?
Yeah, I mean, just me in general, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, that's a game that I think a lot of people are going to be talking about relatively soon with all the spring practices winding down and the draft coming up this weekend. We'll be talking about that game for several months. And with it being in the new Falcon Stadium and everything, I think there's going to be a lot of intrigue around it. But just from a matchup standpoint, Florida State has DeAndre Fritz Law coming back at quarterback. Derwin James is going to be healthy at safety. They're going to have a lot of playmakers on both sides of the ball, and it's just going to be intriguing. There's going to be a lot of talent on both sides, a lot of 5-star talent. I know they're having to replace Dalvin Cook at running back, but they bring in Cam Akers, who was a long-time Alabama committed running back, and he really showed out in the spring game. So it's going to be a test early for Alabama's defense, which I think is something that they're going to want to place a major emphasis on this summer, just with the way that last season ended and what happened in the spring game. And it's going to be no easy test coming out of the gates, and it's one I think a lot of people are going to be looking forward to.
Well, Charlie, we really appreciate you joining us. Charlie Potter from BamaOnline.com, 24/7 Sports. You be careful on the way home, okay?
I will, guys. Thanks.
Thanks so much. That was Charlie Potter. We appreciate him educating us a little bit on Alabama and everything going on.
We made it sound like we knew a little bit about the Tide.
Oh, well, I can fake it. Up against another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Got your eye on a New Nissan, it's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017s. Get up to $7,000 off MSRP on the new Altima SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 and exit 51.
Have you been dreaming of purchasing a pre-owned luxury vehicle? Then you have to see the Prestige Collection at Gill's Auto Sales, located at 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika. Gill's Prestige Collection has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in Opelika, ensuring that you're driving away in the prestige vehicle of your dreams. Gill's Prestige Collection in Opelika has prestige cars, SUVs, trucks, and more. And all you got to do is get to Gill's in Opelika. Call Prestige Hotline now at 334-239-0945 or apply online now at prestigeautoloans.com. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Now there's no excuse. Drive a new Hyundai today. Trade and drive this 17 Elantra today, just $49 a month. Trade and drive this 17 Sonata, $99 a month. Or trade and drive this 17 Santa Fe Sport, just $139 per month. At Hyundai of Auburn, deluxe safety, comfort and economy features, no extra charge, and locally built. Lease, finance, and credit options for you. We want your trade, even if you deal someplace else. But why would you? Trade and drive today at Hyundai of Auburn for $49 a month.
Jewelry by Design is Auburn's premier jeweler for over 20 years. Mark and Tammy Nelson invite you to see their unique selection of engagement rings, each crafted to be a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, custom designed with only natural premium diamonds that are never enhanced. Jewelry by Design is also your officially licensed Auburn University jeweler that handcrafts all of their Auburn jewelry, as unique as your passion for the Auburn Tigers. For jewelry that's crafted to your style, visit Jewelry by Design on Dean Road in Auburn or online at jewelrybydesignauburn.com. This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Scott here with you for about 15 more minutes left in the first hour of tonight's program. It's time for the Players of the Week, presented by Sportz Blitz, and I'll go ahead and start.
All right.
The Sportz Blitz Talladega County Player of the Week, presented by Concrete, is Tiara Dark from Sylacauga High School. She signed a letter of intent to play basketball at Alabama A&M in Huntsville. Always a big deal.
All right, moving along to the Russell Building Supply, Russell Dewitt Center, SSA Radio Network Player of the Week, Jeremiah Jackson of St. Luke's Episcopal School. The Mississippi State commit had 6 hits, including 2 homers at St. Luke's, as St. Luke's won its Class 2A first-round playoff series at Laverne. He also pitched Game 2 of the series and held them scoreless over 6 innings and struck out 14 batters.
The I'll get it one time. The AISA Player of the Week, presented by Lyman Ward Military Academy, Will Dow and Nick Fitzgerald from Macon East Academy. The two pitchers combined to no-hit Sparta last week. Dow, how would you say D-O-W-E? Dow or Dow?
I'm going to go Dow.
Dow threw 5 innings, and Fitzgerald finished the gym firing 2 innings to close out the game.
And I'm sure it was Doe, but we're going to go with Dow. Moving on to the Alabama National Guard Lee County Player of the Week, J.R. Reynolds from Opelika High School. The Southern Miss commit tossed a complete game, scattering 4 hits, striking out 9 while walking just 1 to lead to a 2-0 victory over Class 6A number 10 in Game 3 of their Class 6A first-round baseball playoff series. So congratulations to J.R. Reynolds.
Alabama National Guard Lake Martin Area Player of the Week, Kinsley Blassingame from Horseshoe Bend High School. She threw a perfect game on Thursday to lead the Horseshoe Bend Lady Generals past Central Coosa 10-0. Blassingame went the full 5 innings without allowing a single base runner for Coosa. That kind of is what a perfect game is. She struck out 14 on the way to the win. 14 in a perfect game. You can't do any better than that.
Listen, she's been a stud since she was like a freshman at Horseshoe Bend, and I mean, every week she could be the Player of the Week because she dominates. And in softball, we've seen it. You know, if you get one good pitcher, especially on that classification level, you can make a run, and I'm looking forward to see what the Generals can do on the softball diamond. But wrapping things up, the LMG Lee Marketing Group Montgomery Area Player of the Week, James Foster from Sidney Lanier High School, the 6'3", 210 linebacker, rising senior quarterback, 210 rising. Andy, we struggle a little bit with these. 210-pound rising senior quarterback has become Missouri's first commitment in the class of 2018. He's a 3-star prospect according to 24/7 Sports composite rankings. So congratulations to him. I apologize for the snafu there. I couldn't get my increments there. But anyway.
LB is pound.
I was thinking linebacker. I saw the size and weight, and I was like, that's a linebacker.
Well, we'll take a break and see if we can't figure out a way to screw these up a little bit more. But we'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
Jackson Refrigeration is Central East Alabama's Alabama Power superior solutions dealer. With rapid response time and on-budget pricing, we're Central East Alabama's and the area's authorized Goodman Heating and Air dealer. We make your peace of mind easy and give you peace of mind when it comes to your heating and air needs. As a superior solutions dealer, Jackson Refrigeration can help save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Jackson Refrigeration works on all existing brands and units and has the team to solve your heating and cooling needs, no matter the season.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask her for where the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a 4-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Scott here with you until 9 o'clock. Time to add a little class to the program, but that person was not available, so we'll go to the phone line and welcome in Luke Robinson. Luke, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing a lot better now. I've just now finished laughing from y'all's last segment. It was very reminiscent of Carl Lewis singing the national anthem.
Yeah, I'm reminded of that episode of Raymond when he said, it's like my mouth is falling down the stairs.
That's pretty good. But those players of the week can be tricky sometimes. As Andy knows, when I'm up there doing them with him, my eyesight's not too good. I mean, in one eye I'm bad, the other eye I'm terrible. And they don't give us the sheets anymore, so I have to read it off the TV screen, and it's usually 50-50 if I get it right.
Yeah, well, I vote never to do the AISA Player of the Week again. I'm going to give that one to Scotty.
I understand.
All right, Scott, let's go, Luke. The Alabama A-Day game this weekend. You could have gone with Tango Villalobos as the MVP, but it ended up being Jerry Jeudy, and certainly he deserved it.
Yeah, I thought Jeudy looked very, very good, don't get me wrong, but I still probably would have given it to Tango Villalobos. And if Tua had won, if his team had won the game, I think he probably would have won the MVP. His passes were crisp, and it went down exactly the way I thought it would go down. I don't mean to pat myself on the back. Well, I mean, maybe I do, but he looked exactly the way I thought he'd look, and he was going, for the most part, not against the number one defense. And I think it should be noted that when the game wore on and he did start going up against more number one guys, he had a tougher time. So the thing that I took away from it as much as anything is he is a very good quarterback, but there is no quarterback battle. And I know Jalen Hurts, there were a couple of times he may have missed a guy, but, if he is even 80% as accurate as he was on Saturday, Alabama's offense is going to be a lot more explosive, which is saying something considering they set a lot of records last year. Overall, I was very pleased. I mean, if you want to be a glass is half empty kind of guy, you can say, well, it just shows us our defensive backs need work. I mean, I guess, but I don't think our defensive backs are going to be going up against a receiving core that was as good as this one on Saturday most every week either.
And Luke, that's something I was going to ask you about, and you do bring up your kind of your predictions, your thoughts of how the A-Day game was going to go. And I know in the Outlook today you had kind of a pat on the back of written word about how things were going. So I wanted to talk to you about that receiving core. We asked Charlotte the same thing. With this receiving core, Does it really matter who's going to be at the quarterback position? Obviously, Jalen Hurts hasn't done anything to lose his job and probably won't. He'll maintain that starter spot to enter the season. But I think this could be one of the more talented receiving corps that Alabama's had, especially under Nick Saban.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that in the end it's going to be the three main guys, like Robert Foster, Jerry Jeudy, and Calvin Ridley, who in their respective years coming out of high school were all the number one receivers in the country for that recruiting class. And then Cam Sims is listed as a starter, and I think Cam Sims could be good. He didn't certainly show out this past weekend. I think he had 3 catches for about 12 or 15 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe 17 yards. But I see him as kind of a Kevin Norwood kind of guy, and I think Alabama's going to need some of those. And I think whichever running back is best out of the backfield receiving may get to play the most. They're going to be 5 or 6 guys vying for probably 3 running back spots in reality. I don't think you'll see a lot of times when Alabama will play 4 running backs with meaningful snaps. But whichever one can catch the best and pass protect the best, I think will get the most reps, because the receiving corps is so explosive. I mean, Jerry Jeudy was pretty phenomenal out there. I mean, again, you can blame it on the defensive backs all you want to, but he was, when you have great coverage and the receiver just makes a great catch, I mean, all you do is put your hands up and say, hey, good job, guy. And the other touchdown he caught was a deflection that went off a receiver's hand and hit a defender and then landed right in Judy's hands and he took off for a touchdown. So, I think that it wasn't all the defensive back's fault, but I do think the receiving corps is certainly going to be one of the best in the country this year.
Well, Luke, the running back situation at Alabama is stacked. We've all talked about that. And a lot of times you come into this, not just Alabama, a lot of different teams. You've looked at it, we've all looked at it in different teams and said, well, you know, that they could be so balanced and they're going to spread the ball around this. But it seems to always end up, you know, one guy steps forward and gets the majority of the carries and he ends up leading the team in rushing by, it might not be a significant margin, but it is a margin. Who ends up leading Alabama in rushing this year, do you think?
Well, I think the smart money, would be on Bo Scarborough for sure. He's the biggest, you know, he's fast. The last 2 games in the playoffs, he was incredible. I mean, he destroyed Washington almost single-handedly, and he was doing some pretty good things against Clemson, and that's something people always forget. He missed, I think, just about the entire second half of the Clemson game, and, I mean, who knows if that would have made a difference or not. But if he can stay healthy, then I think he's going to be the leading rusher. I don't think there's any doubt. But, you know, that's the thing. I mean, that's what I used to say about Carl Lawson all the time. Carl Lawson is very good, but if he stays healthy. And when you say that about players a lot, it means they get hurt a lot. And eventually you just learn, okay, those are the kind of guys that for whatever reason, they get hurt. And Bo Scarborough seems to be a guy who always gets something. And you don't know what it's going to be. Could be a turf toe, a knee, a shoulder, whatever it is. But he's just injury prone, it feels like. So I'm not going to predict he'll be the leading rusher. I guess I would go with Damian Harris, because I think he is a guy that if there were the time last year when he went out of a couple of contests early, but for whatever reason I don't consider him as injury prone as Bo Scarborough. And it also feels like Bo Scarborough's been at Alabama since I went to Alabama for another thing. But I would probably go Damian Harris 1, Bo Scarborough 2, and then Najee Harris dipping at their heels.
The NFL draft coming up this week. Alabama looks like could be predicted to have 5 guys go in the first round. Do you think they will get those 5 in there? And how many do you think Alabama will have drafted overall?
Drafted overall, I would say something like between 8 and 9. And I won't say 5 in the first round. I'm watching the ESPN and mock NFL draft. I mean, that's how football-centric I am and probably the country is. I bet you that ESPN's mock football draft is not even guys who actually make draft picks. It's just guys that are fans of certain teams that they want to make draft picks just for the heck of it. I bet it gets better ratings in the NBA playoffs tonight. But I'm watching this, and they had 3 Alabama players go in the top 10. They had Alabama, Jonathan Allen going to Tennessee. They had Reuben Foster, I believe, going to Cincinnati.
and I forget at the 10 slot, but they had O.J. Howard, and O.J. Howard was called by Bill Polian as his favorite player in the draft, and which caught me off guard because, I mean, if there's anything you could say about O.J. Howard at Alabama, you could say underutilized, but you could also say underachieving, depending on which way you want to look at it. I personally think Reuben Foster is the best player of the draft, and I know I'm a homer, I know I'm a Bammer, but if somebody can show me why Reuben Foster isn't better than Myles Garrett, I mean, I haven't seen any evidence of it yet. You certainly can't do it statistically. But I'm sure Myles Garrett could outrun him, but Myles Garrett can't out-hit him. And Myles Garrett is not as good of a tackler as he is. I guess the one question is that Reuben Foster has sort of been on his apology tour today throughout ESPN, and he was on the, I think he was on the Mike and Mike show. He may have been on the Dan Lebitard show, and he was on First Take as well earlier today. I mean, on all these different programs going around basically explaining the diluted test, and you know, he didn't exactly do the best job in the world of explaining. He just said, "Yeah, I just had a lot of water in my system essentially, and I was sick, and that's it."
Yeah, I saw him on Russillo and Canal, and he explained the diluted sample, and he explained the incident at the hospital.
Yeah.
And neither, I don't know if there was a sentence that was coherent. He talked for about 5 minutes.
I don't mind saying it. I'll call a spade here. He was not very good on camera. That would be the holdback for me. Myles Garrett certainly would be better in front of a camera, and I think Myles Garrett is he's a good-looking dude. He's a physical specimen, and when you hear him talk, it sounds like he's a pretty educated guy. I hate to say Reuben Foster's uneducated. I'm just saying he doesn't sound as good in front of the camera necessarily, or on the radio for that matter. But he seemed a little overcome by the moment, to be honest with you. And in fact, when he was on First Take, it was funny because Stephen A. Smith, you know, the famous loudmouth, he got on there and said, you know, because the other host, Max Kellerman, said that, hey, look, it's a diluted test that shouldn't be negative. We don't know what he was doing to dilute it, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And Stephen A. Smith said, look, man, nobody drinks that much water, ever, for any reason. And I'm sort of on Stephen A. Smith's side on this. But Reuben got on there, and he said, all right, Reuben, I'll take that answer. But, you know, he said he wasn't something. It wasn't that he wasn't classy. It was that he wasn't, maybe he wasn't as, I can't remember what he said. Reuben said, no, that's not me. And he said, but you'll hit somebody, won't you? Reuben said, oh, I'll hit somebody. I'll hit somebody right now. And that's kind of what I want my linebacker to be like, you know.
Well, and I was going to let the interview go, but now that we bring it up, with Reuben Foster, and they've been talking about, you know, obviously the one-look test always comes up around this time. Two things. One, especially with the position that he's playing, and I don't think he'll necessarily be somebody who's just the calling plays for the defense, although he did it at times, a lot of times for Alabama in one of the more complex college systems, so I could see him translating to the next level there. But are we really arguing, and I guess this is more from a younger perspective, but are we really arguing what he did from a diluted test standpoint, and we're not going to say as much about Joe Mixon and what he did and why he shouldn't be drafted as highly, or some things that could hurt him compared to somebody like Reuben? I don't think his on-camera presence should really play as large a role in how highly he's drafted as comparative to some other players who have done more, I think.
Well, I think, look, in the end, I think that's a big talk from a lot of people, and that's why Reuben Foster is still going around number 9 in this mock draft at least, and that's where everybody's had him projected the whole time. There's been all these threats that he may drop because of the diluted test, or, you know, maybe in the interview it didn't go as great, or the incident at the hospital. But in the end, NFL teams are going to draft NFL players, and Reuben Foster screams NFL player. Now, you know, the Joe Mixon thing, I mean, look, I wouldn't touch him with a 20-foot pole. Forget a 10-foot pole. I don't want anybody that would hit a woman the way he did. I mean, hitting a woman, period, is bad enough. If you were defending yourself and being attacked by several women, I may be able to, several strong women, I may be able to understand it. What he did was so despicable to me, I wouldn't let my team get near it.
and I just wouldn't touch it. He is a great football player. I say, second chances, blah, 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 blah. But not all sins are the same. And a diluted test again, my guess is because he was smoking marijuana. That's what everybody's saying, is you have to say allegedly smoking, because obviously there's no evidence of it. But that's my guess, which is something that I would say, what? Would you take a guess, Scott? 70, 80% of the NFL does, maybe more? And frankly, it's something that's legal in other states, and it's just not that big of a deal anymore. And Joe Thomas, the tackle for the Cleveland Browns, came out today and said, look, if they were already in the league, this wouldn't be an issue. This only happens to guys who are about to be drafted. If we were in the league and the same thing happened, you know what? We'd get to take the test again. But because they're being drafted, they get to take it once, and that's it. And then when the news gets out there, people paint them with a broad brush. So again, I would not touch Joe Mixon at all. I don't want any part of that on my football team.
That sounded like an airing of grievance.
I wasn't. You know what? I could have had a whole airing of grievances. Dang it, Scott, you ruined it for me.
My bad, man.
Well, Luke, anything else you want to add before we let you go?
No, you know what? We did that over-under game last week as Houston Texans take Cam Robinson. I think this is the fourth Alabama player. So it'll be touch and go if they get a fifth Alabama player in this mock draft I'm watching, which I can't believe I just said that out loud.
Thanks, man.
But, we did the over-under game last week, and I can't remember what you said. Was it 5 conference wins for Alabama that you said? And I said under?
Yeah, we were going to do that tonight. I do it about every 2 weeks, and we're up to now. I'm going to do over-under on 5 conference victories for Alabama baseball.
Well, I had under when it was last week.
I think I had 20 losses, though, for Alabama. And I think you took the over.
I'll take the over.
Yeah.
I want to take the over and buy the half. Can I do that?
Sure.
I want to put the over in a teaser. Okay, how about that? I'll do that.
That'll work. Luke, we appreciate it.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right, you
See
too.
you, Luke.
Luke Robinson, we appreciate him and his input on everything. And we'll go ahead and take another break. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process, from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17th season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Attention bow hunters and archers. Archery Connection has 30,000 square feet of wall-to-wall archery. Bows, crossbows, and hunting supplies. Purchase a bow or crossbow and receive free service for life, free archery lessons for life, and 1 week of shooting on our indoor range. Video archery, or our 45-yard indoor sight and range. Archery Connection is your one-stop shop for all your hunting and archery needs. Come see us at Archery Connection in Phoenix City, Alabama, where hunters and archers connect.
Choosing a new roof or having to repair your roof can be very stressful. Preferred Roofing knows when it comes to your roof, you need not only the best product, but more importantly, you need a reliable and trustworthy roofing company to install it. That company is Preferred Roofing. Working for both commercial and residential properties, you can trust our licensed and trained roofing contractors. Don't wait any longer. Call us today at 334-202-5483 or contact us on the web at preferredcontractorsllc.com.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
It's Truck Month.
It's Ram Truck Month at Bice Motors in Alex City. Save over $10,000 off MSRP on select Ram 1500 or 2500.
Trucks, and more trucks.
Nice price.
Lowest price.
Great looking trucks and great looking discounts.
Buy it at Bice.
Blake Martin's Ram Truck Headquarters.
America's longest lasting trucks.
BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Scott here with you until 9 o'clock. Let's do a little true false. Scott, true or false? That's a very simple game. I think you'll be able to handle it.
All right, I'm prepared.
Tua, I believe it's Tagovailoa. It's how we're going to pronounce it. Now, you know, Charlie Potter said no quarterback controversy right out of the mouth of Nick Saban. That's what Luke's been saying. There is no quarterback controversy at Alabama. Tua Tagovailoa will make at least one start at quarterback in 2017.
True. I'm going to say T squared.
Because of an injury?
I'm just going to say you have three non-conference games that'll kind of be cupcakes probably later on in the year. They'll be trying to sit Jalen, so he'll be homecoming or something, and they'll play Western Carolina, he gets to start. So minimum one start. Now it could come out Florida State, Jalen Hurts gets picked, a couple pick sixes, and then it's like, oh man, wait a minute, because that Florida State defense is good. So
what Blake Barnett got, 3 series, and he was gone.
He was out. So it could be I don't know. Jalen Hurts is good though, and we've talked about this before. Is like, he was a stop away from leading you to a national championship, so it isn't like his job should be in it shouldn't be a threat to him at all, who's the backup. But to answer your question, true.
True or false? Reuben Foster is the next Rolando McClain.
False. And I'll
asterisk.
False. I think Rolando was a better college player than Reuben Foster. He could do a few more for his size. They're kind of different, but they were playing the same position. Before his size, his speed, he knew the defense. He was probably a better, field general than what Reuben was from the college level. And Reuben Foster was outstanding. But I think on the pro level, you're going to see a second tier, maybe not. He's not Lawrence Taylor, but he's going to be good. He's going to be really good. I think he'll have a better pro career than what Rolando had. So the false is that I think that they're very comparable players in terms of just the tenacity that they bring to the position, but 10 can
I'm
play.
leaning more toward extracurricular activity.
All right. Well, that could. I think he's all right, but it happens. They get away from Saban in that controlled environment, and things just happen. So I don't know, but we've seen players like Dre and Mark Barron and, other players that have come from the system that could potentially have been, something like that, and it's panned out. But
not many of them got in a fight at the hospital.
I don't think he's as crazy as Rolando. He might be. He got an Auburn tattoo and just kept it. So.
This is what I'm saying. His mental stability is not exactly a thing of one of his best attributes.
Yeah.
True or false? Georgia is the favorite to win the SEC East this year.
Just sounds nice to say true, like just off the cuff. You say, oh, yeah, Georgia. But
Jacob Eason?
I mean,
Chubb.
Yeah.
Who else? I mean, who's going to beat them? Florida? Third straight year in the league?
They're not the favorite, but I'm just telling you, they're not as trash as they were a couple years ago. They're making a run.
I'm not saying they're trash.
South Carolina's going to be.
Oh,
they're not going to win the East, but I bet that they finish no lower than third. I bet they finish higher than Tennessee.
Carolina?
I bet they finish higher than Tennessee next year. I bet it's Georgia, Florida, South Carolina next year.
Okay.
Which won't be that hard to do in reality because they could be better than Vandy, Missouri. And sorry, so now that may not matter.
True or false, Darius Geis will lead the SEC in rushing in 2017?
I'm going to say false. I think that
he led the SEC, by the way, last year in total yards.
He did. As much as I hate on him, and I think that even though that there's a transition in offensive philosophy potentially in terms of the amount of time the ball is thrown in the air, I'm going to say Cameron Petway will be the leading rusher in the SEC. So false.
1,500 yards, maybe?
He's going to have to get to 15 probably to get to it.
I like where your head's at.
All right.
True or false, Adrian Peterson will rush for over 1,000 yards as a 32-year-old with the Nolans Saints this season.
True. When I was reading over it, my initial reaction was no, but, I mean, that's really like 60 yards a game. So, I mean, that's doable, but can he play 16 games? So that's health-wise. So, I mean.
Do you believe a 32-year-old can make it through an entire season?
Yeah, I mean, Marshawn Lynch is about to do. I mean, he's just, dumb.
He took a year off.
He did, but
I guess Peterson did too. Really.
I mean, he's really taken 2 of the last 3 years off. So I mean, he's really not had a lot of game. Where he's not worn down from a game perspective. Now his body's older and the injuries he's had from a knee perspective. But yeah, he'll get his 1,000.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. will stay retired. In the era of the comeback, nobody can seem to stay retired. You referenced Marshawn Lynch. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will stay retired. True or false?
False. I'll take that. I'm going to say true. I'm sorry. I'm going to say true. I think he's such a celebrity within the sport that he can still maintain that popularity and be involved somehow. I'm sure I'm sure he has his own like racing company or whatever. That's how limited my knowledge is on the NASCAR side. But team, there you go, racing team. So I'm sure that'll be something he gets involved in. So from a popularity standpoint, I don't think he can walk away completely, but I don't think he's driving anymore. He doesn't have to.
I'm going to agree with you 100% and say true because he's scared. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is about his squash.
Yeah.
This is not about losing your drive and then finding it a week later. Mm-hmm. He literally said, look, I do not want to, I want to be able to enjoy my family, and actually live a life worth living. And that is motivation because he's got more money he can spend. Mm-hmm. And like you say, it's not like that income's just all of a sudden going in because he stopped driving. He's still got endorsements he still probably, he could own, he owns a team, I'm sure. All these kind of things. So I see him walking away and staying gone. No doubt about it. True or false? How'd you like it?
I'm a fan. You keep coming with the greatness.
I bring it when I come in. I appreciate it. Going to go ahead and take another break. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after these very important messages.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Got your eye on a new Nissan? It's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017s. Get up to $5,000 off MSRP on the new Rogue SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cash aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
Chicken Salad Chick Foundation presents Blake Shelton, Thomas Rhett, and Kelsey Ballerini. Saturday, April 22nd at Jordan Hare Stadium. The Music and Miracles Superfest. Starring Blake Shelton, Thomas Rhett, Kelsey Ballerini, plus special guest Leonard Skinner and David Ray. One massive concert. 5 great acts. The Music and Miracles Superfest. Saturday, April 22nd. Jordan Hare Stadium with the Chicken Salad Chick Foundation. Tickets on sale now at musicandmiracles.com.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Scott here with you because this is the business we've chosen. We appreciate so much all of you out there staying with us. Time for a little over-under on this Tuesday. I'll give you the number. Scott, you can take the over or you can take the under.
All right.
Pretty simple. 3,000 yards passing for Jarrett Stidham in 2017. Now, 3,000 yards doesn't really sound like a great deal. But bear in mind that the all-time single-season record at Auburn is 3,277 yards, set by Damian Craig in 1997. So a much more inclined offense to pass the football. Chip Lindsey wants to throw it more, wants to be more balanced. You saw from Jarrett Stidham in the spring game that he has the physical tools to do that. Now, there's a lot more that goes into it. Jeremy Johnson had the physical tools, but 3,000 yards passing for Jarrett Stidham, over or under.
And that's
the easy answer
is under.
Is under, but
he could do 250 a game. That could happen.
I believe it could.
And maybe if he does, maybe he has 200 one game, and maybe they have to throw the ball around a little bit. He has 3. It could average out. He probably.
People throw for 5,000 yards.
I'm gonna go over. Who's been the highest who's had the highest total number of passing yards under Malzahn?
Cam.
He
had 2,800.
Okay.
Plus.
Yeah. Oh, he should get over that then, because yeah. So I'm gonna go over.
You bear in mind that outside of Pat Sullivan, Auburn just has not thrown the ball a lot. Stan White threw the ball obviously, in his time, but didn't throw for a tremendous amount of yards, at least per single season. Damian Craig had those, a couple of years. It was really, really good. So breaking that record wouldn't, in the grand scheme of things, wouldn't be like wow, but it would be at Auburn, just because we've been a running team for so long. 3,000 passing yards for Jalen Hurts in 2017.
Negative.
He threw for 2,780 yards last year as a freshman.
They're not going to throw the ball. I bet they throw the ball.
You've been talking about their receivers
I understand
the whole
that.
show.
I understand that, but Auburn has a great assortment of receivers. LSU had a great assortment of receivers. They didn't get to 3,000. So maybe I say stuff, and I just say stuff. So
Marcus Russell, did he get to 3,000?
But I mean,
that's a good question.
I mean, with like the receiving core from last year, the LSU's had. I mean,
LSU's always got stuff.
But I mean, like that. I don't 3,000 really. Unless you're really like A&M or, a team that's really just, or even like a Vandy, somebody like that, Florida, those teams are going to throw it around. Georgia throw it around a little bit more. But traditionally speaking, Auburn, Alabama, those teams are not going to. But to answer your question, why I'm saying under. Negative is because, one, I don't think he's going to start all 16 or all 12 games. So that's going to limit his amount of times to get to 3,000, firstly. Secondly,
I like that.
I don't think he's going to have to. They're going to be up a bunch, so that's going to be part of it. The running game's strong. Now, he will put up impressive numbers with capita, I guess, in terms of the receiving core, but I don't see them having to really throw the ball around a lot. I think it's going to be it'll be more Nick Saban-ish type of offense with Lane going. So I think it changes how things are done up there.
Interesting. Very good. Over or under 19 conference victories for Auburn baseball. We talked about this a little earlier in the show. Auburn now 12-6, 4 series left on the year. At Mississippi State, home against Alabama, at LSU, home against Ole Miss. Can they get now? They take 2 or 3 in all those series. They're at 20 wins. Can they get to 19? Would you take the over? Or would you take the under 19 conference victories?
Can I push? No. I'm going to go.
18 gets you to 6-6 in this stretch here. Most people would say, "Hey, look, on the road at Mississippi State, you take 1, that's good. On the road at LSU, you take 1, that's all you need. You win 2 of 3 from Alabama, 2 of 3 from Ole Miss. You're 6-6, that gets you to 18-12 in the league. You're golden."
I think they're gonna get 3 against Alabama, so that's how they're gonna get to 19. So that's I'm gonna go under then.
Can they? You don't think they can take 2 or 3 from Mississippi State or LSU?
It's at home. LSU on the road would be tough to get 2 out of 3 there. So you have to assume you're gonna get 1. Ole Miss, though, I think you could probably get 2 out of 3. It's gonna be tight. I'm glad we're having this conversation though, that Auburn's even in contention to be pushing for 20 wins, but.
Took the over on 3,000. Come on.
I don't want to we're going full-blown Barner today, and over. It's for you, Luke.
You be who you are, man. Stand up and be proud.
Full-blown.
5 conference victories for Alabama. There is some history here. Going back to 2001, I looked it up today. There have been some historically bad seasons. 2010, Mississippi State went 6-24 in the league. In 2002, Kentucky went 6-24, and the granddaddy of them all, in 2010, Georgia went 5-23. Had a couple of rainouts, but 5-23, only 5 conference victories. Can Alabama? Would you take the under? They have 4 series left as well.
Under.
Now they're unfortunately I wouldn't want to end with this stretch. LSU at home, Auburn on the road, Florida at home, Vandy on the road.
Come on, man.
They got 2 conference wins right now.
Come on, man. I mean, I already said I thought Auburn would sweep them, so you're at 0 there. Florida, you can get 1. I'm gonna give them Florida. All right, we'll say 2. Let's say
Florida's surging.
Of the teams available there, that's the only group I can see. LSU, they're not getting 2 out of 3 against LSU. They're not getting 2 out of 3 against Vandy. So
4 conference victories, you're saying, for the season.
So you would need 1. They'll get to 5. I'm going under. They're not getting more than 5, so I can't say that. So I'm going to go under.
Go.
That's only 2 more wins. I don't know. That's kind of
scary. I mean, think about this. They've been swept the last 3 times.
All right, under. Gosh almighty.
They're bad. They're really, really bad.
Michael Jackson bad.
Over under 12 SEC players taken in the first round of the NFL draft. This is one of Luke's mock drafts from Peter King. 12 SEC players. Half of the draft.
I'm going to go under. And just because based on the little note we got from our good friend Justin Clayton, they just did in the mock draft that Luke was alluding to, they have 9 right here. So 12 just seemed like a lot in general. Because that means a couple players probably you reached for some, but actually, because that says Deshaun Watson. So, you know what? Thanks, Justin. So, either 12 still sounds like a lot regardless, so I'm going under.
I think that's the smart play.
What a disaster.
20 for Scott Hardy on the Wonderlic test. Over or under? Would you score 20 over or under? Here's some Brad Kaya scored a 34. Trevor Knight a 30. Joshua Dobbs, an aerospace engineer, by the way, major 29. Deshaun Kaiser had a 28. Mitchell Trubisky a 25. Chad Kelly 22. Your boy Deshaun Watson had a 20. Could you beat your boy Deshaun Watson on the Wonderlic?
Let me explain something to you. And, you know, just from a test-taking perspective, you know, just gradual retention of education and knowledge wasn't always the best. It wasn't really necessarily reflective in the grades. I thought I was pretty smart. But in standardized tests, I got to sit there.
IQ really high.
I'm gonna kill it. So I'm gonna say at least let's see. What did Chad Kelly? I know I'm going higher than Chad Kelly. So me and Trubisky maybe can mess around. I can float with Kaiser maybe. I'm gonna say 27. I'd go over though. Over.
Man,
let's get it done. Everybody on Sportz Blitz should take. Obviously, Luke's going to do the best probably. So we've established that. But in reality, I would like to see the Sportz Blitz crew take the Wonderlic test, and we can put it to rest now about who has the higher intellect of the fan group.
I think that's a great idea.
Can
we get our hand? Justin? Can we get our hands on a Wonderlic test? See if we can. Can you take that on the internet?
I think you can.
Okay.
There's not too much you can't take on the internet.
This is true. We'll see if we can't do that, and we'll post the results. Absolutely.
They don't like the 20, by the way. I do want to just let's point that out. They don't like. I saw something. They said that like GMs, that's like the 20 or below for quarterback is kind of like the 20 is the threshold.
Had like a 7? Who was?
Ronnie Brown.
No, some quarterback a couple of years ago, wasn't it? Was it? I can't remember.
What did Jameis have?
I think that was the one, maybe, or no, it was somebody before him. Maybe it was Jamarcus Russell or somebody had like a 6.
I bet Jameis was kind of high. I bet he was high. 6 sounds tough.
I bet he was high too.
You know who?
Up against the break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
With spring in full swing, Harbor Point Marina wants you to swing by for everything boating. Right now, get absolute invoice pricing on our full line of Crest pontoons and Four Winds bow riders. Our selection of 2017s is tremendous and below invoice pricing on remaining 16s. Shop and save now on all Crest pontoons and Four Winds bow riders, and make sure to attend Harbor Point Marina's In-Water Boat Show April 28th and 29th. Now is the time for the best selection and pricing. Shop online at harborpoint.net. This season, get to the point. Harbor Point and Stillwaters Resort on Lake Martin.
Hello, I'm Harvey B. Campbell Jr., the manager and founding partner of Alabama Consumer Law, LLC. We are a law firm dedicated to helping you, the consumer, from all kind of debt issues. We can handle Chapter 13s, Chapter 7s, and Chapter 12s, and Chapter 11s if you need help.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. We are a debt relief agency. We are a private company. We are not associated with any state or federal government agency.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Yamaha is beating the field in just about every category of motorsport products, offering unbelievable performance, handling, features, technology, and at prices that are blowing everyone's mind, especially the competition. Visit Twin City Yamaha on Stage Road in Auburn.
Hi, this is Scott Tway with Twin Cities Yamaha in Auburn. Isn't it about time to put some fun back in your life? Call us and see what we mean. 334-821-0439 or on the web at www.twincitiesyamaha.com.
Tax time is here, not the time to buy. Stop at Gill's Auto Sales, we can show you why.
2017 is here. It's tax time, and Gill's Auto Sales is celebrating with a half-back sale. Buy the vehicle of your choice from any Gill's location, and you can receive half your down payment back in cash. That's right, half your down payment back in cash. 6 locations, over 400 vehicles to choose from. It's Gill's Auto Sales half-back sale going on now.
Gotta get to Gill's.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Scott here with you for about 25 more minutes or so. Taking your phone calls if anybody's got any comments you'd like to give us, berate us, agree with us, whatever your prerogative might be.
You watching the playoffs? Hockey playoffs? NHL playoffs?
No.
Yeah,
I will watch the Stanley Cup game, but I still don't know what icing is. I mean, I've tried to figure it out, and I just can't seem to grasp it.
Offsides in football.
But it's got something, the puck can't cross the red line for everybody's there or something.
Yeah, it's like offsides, I think, is the equivalent.
You think?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I try to watch it, but I was just wondering. I know you're pretty eclectic when it comes to sports.
Hockey in person is so much better than hockey on TV.
That's what I said about Dave Matthews. It kind of correlated it too.
Well, that's what I think of, Dave Matthews and hockey when it comes to the mock draft that everybody's been talking about. I mean, everybody has been talking about the mock draft. Let's look at those results a little bit, Scotty. You've got them there, and we were so fortunate to be able to have these results given to us.
This kind of going on talking about some BAMs that were taken in the first round. Really, they had Jonathan Allen at 5, Reuben Foster at 9, and now Jonathan Allen going to the Texans, Foster going to the Bengals, so that would have 2 Alabama players, or 3 really, because
couldn't Kirkpatrick?
Yeah, Kirkpatrick.
AJ
Wallace,
McCarron?
McCarron, or Wallace Gilberry plays for them too. So that's 4. They're pretty stout. So there must be some type of.
The only thing worse than going to Cleveland is Cincinnati.
I'm not a big fan of Cincinnati in general. I'm a big Cleveland guy, but O.J. Howard to the Bills, which could really be good for their offense. They're pretty good offensively. But anyway, kind of going down. Cam Robinson to the Texans at 25. So that was only at 4 there. So I mean, only at 4, but
that's just Alabama player.
That's just Alabama player. So, but kind of looking at it, Myles Garrett was number 1 pick, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that. There's been a lot of comments over the last few days about is he legitimately as
taking
good
plays
as
off?
Yeah, you know, I mean, they said that about Clowney too. Sometimes, I mean, you know, I don't want to have to. I mean, this sounds bad, and it could be a reflection of you on the next level, but. I mean, he knows where his bread's going to be buttered, and it's not on the college level. So I don't think it really is taking off plays. It's preserving himself for the next level.
No, I don't get it, really. I mean, it's like Booger McFarland is one of the ones that it's kind of – and then Warren Sapp, you know, where's he been? He gets fired for soliciting a prostitute, and all of a sudden he's going to chime in. What, is he trying to get his job back now or something? I mean, who cares what Warren Sapp has to say about it? You talk about taking plays off. I mean,
he did.
He was been known to, you know, slop around a little bit. So I've watched Myles Garrett. I mean, I still have visions of the first play. Now, granted, it'll help if you block him.
Yeah.
But I mean, Auburn snapped the ball and he sacked the quarterback before he even got the snap. So I think he's got the tools to be a Jadeveon Clowney type. I mean, physically, he's incredible. And, if his ankles hold up and his knees hold up, I think he'll have a very productive NFL career. And quite frankly, in this class, I think he ought to be number one. Now, I wouldn't want to be, and I wouldn't wish anybody to go to Cleveland, because that's, you're just kind of dwelling in anonymity there and as the Browns, and it's a franchise that's not going anywhere. But you're getting a big paycheck, so I guess that's something you can live with.
That's one way to kind of overlook some things.
Yeah. It cures a lot of ails.
And as I'm looking at this mock draft,
everybody's talking about the mock draft.
There were 11 SEC players taken in this mock draft. If I counted correctly. Yes, if I counted correctly. So that could have been.
And there's the debate about that.
Yeah, but Ohio State seems to be the team competing with. Ohio State and LSU will be heavy. So the perennial players in the recruiting rankings are going to ultimately, if you look back at those classes, being reflected in the mock draft. So there is something to that, and I know that's a conversation we always have. But it matters. It matters, and so
I did take a sample of the Wonderlic, and I got all the questions right. So I don't know what that means. Of course, I only answered 4 of them, but
Andy. We tried to do it during the break, and by it being timed, and it's really analytical, and from a quarterback.
And by the way, I got it. They got about 2.5 minutes to take it. When I got it, I had 16 seconds.
Yeah. Justin Clayton. Shout out to Justin for being on top of things.
He is Johnny on the spot. I got to admit. Let's talk a little bit and finish out this segment talking about Auburn baseball. As we look 30-12 overall. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, this team is special. They get the hit when they have to have it. They scratch across the run when they have to have it. I mean, you're starting to see them come around at the plate. And Josh Anthony, my goodness, if he continues to hit like he's hitting, that is going to be an enormous boost to the team. But, Jason said it. We've all, you look at it, and I like the way Butch Thompson coaches this team. I mean, this is the reason that Auburn's had some pitching trouble the last several years. You push guys. Butch Thompson, if you got any kind of issue at all, he says, we'll sit you down for it. I mean, that's the way Bobby Cox always was. But, you would come back. Whenever you were ready to come back, you still sat out a day. It's always better to err on the side of caution, especially with pitchers these days. And especially looking forward, knowing where we are right now, you could say, look, as long as Auburn just doesn't get swept and have a monumental collapse, you got to go. You go into a 3-game series in a playoff situation with a healthy Thompson and Mize. I mean, my good. I mean, like Jason said, you're going to be a team that nobody wants to play.
And I've said it all season. I'm excited about the direction of the program, and because of how fast things are starting to happen, obviously Butch Thompson's knowledge on the pitching end and what he brings probably has expedited a little bit of that. But in reality, I've thoroughly enjoyed just watching the progression of it, of the program, and to see now a team like Auburn, who, again, 4 years ago, because I still, I'm a fan of that coach prior to, but the height of the program, the excitement level wasn't what it is now. And so when you're talking about the pitching staff, I mean, Friday, Sunday, they've got it. So you're right, 2 out of 3, and that's and now looking at it from a postseason aspect, they're going to be tough to beat. And if it even is just one game you've got to win, I feel comfortable if you're an Auburn fan, especially if it's Keegan, you have a good shot, especially the way that the bats have been so hot for the Tigers lately.
No question about it. It's polar opposite in Tuscaloosa, and we've talked about that. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore, not even Alabama fans. So we'll put that to bed. We'll go ahead and take another break. We'll come back with more. I think a couple of segments left in Sportz Blitz Live. More right after this.
Start the new year in a new Honda at Sarah Honda of Sylacauga. Like a new Civic for just $172 a month during our first big sale of the year at Sarah Honda of Sylacauga on Highway 280.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
We are Steel, German-engineered chainsaws and landscape products.
The majority of which are made here in America by Americans.
And exported to over 90 countries around the world.
Find out why Steel is #1 in America at steelusa.com.
Find your Steel outdoor products and more at the new Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
Hey, it's Steve from the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, and after 10 years of serving the good people of East Alabama and West Georgia, we're still doing business the same way, offering the best products at the best prices with the area's best warranties and installing them with the area's best technicians. With great customer service, a knowledgeable sales staff, and our commitment to customer satisfaction, along with the best selection of the latest technology in the industry, there's no reason to shop anywhere else. Shop with confidence. Shop at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Get out and go in a new Altima, just $18,988. During the Nissan Now sales event, a new 2017 Altima is just $18,988 at Sarah Nissan of Sylacauga.
Welcome back to the final segment of Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Scott taking you home to 9 o'clock here on this Tuesday evening. We'll round out the show with Pick a Side.
What value?
And how this goes is we'll take turns. We'll pick one side of the argument, and we'll argue it. The other person has to argue it, the other side of it, whether you believe in it or not.
All right.
You got to convince me.
All right.
All right. So I'll let you go first. Pick a side. Alabama underachieved, winning only 4 of the last 8 titles versus that's ridiculous. This is Paul Feinbaum, who argued the other day and came up with the idea that said Alabama, when you look at the talent they've got, actually underachieved by only winning 4 of the last 8 titles.
Did they win 5 and 8 national titles? Or 4 and 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to say. That's ridiculous.
So you're obvious, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, now there are, Steve Spurrier comments, I could go that route. I really tend to believe that more. But in reality, it's about the chips and the big chips, not necessarily the SEC chips. But I'm going to say that's ridiculous. Mainly just because they won national championships the years that they didn't win the SEC. So it kind of it is what it is, outside of 2010. So.
Well, we're talking about
13.
2009 to 2016, basically, right?
Yeah.
All right, so 2010, a lot of people consider that to be one of the most talented teams Alabama
I think it was.
has had.
Lost 3 games.
Blew that. Lost to the South Carolina team.
With Stephen Garcia.
2000, 13. I mean, undefeated season, but they lose. Would anybody argue that they were not the more talented team than Auburn?
No, they did lose on kind of something crazy.
Well, yeah, boy,
I'm just saying.
They lost, but the game was tied.
It was.
I mean, it's not like Auburn didn't play them.
Sound like you really want to say.
I'm saying they underachieved,
All right.
Scotty.
All right.
I mean, look at the talent. Look at how many guys are in the NFL playing. They let several. They could have easily.
You know what, Andy?
2 more.
I agree with you too. I don't care if we're supposed to be on the other side. They did underachieve every year.
And that's
every year. If they don't win it, it's underachieving. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, pick a side. Haley Fagan and Michaela Martin should be suspended for the rest of the regular season versus one series is enough. I will choose they should be suspended for the rest of the regular season. Michaela Martin's a sophomore. Haley Fagan is a senior. But, look, it's kind of apples and oranges, but football players have been caught doing similar things. Anytime there's an arrest, who was it?
Nick Marshall sat out of half.
Yeah, Nick Marshall, but he wasn't actually caught smoking it. He just had it, or at least some granule or whatever you call it, a residue of it in his car. But who was it? It was the 4 that got caught and arrested. The defensive end.
Yeah.
That's never done anything. Anyway, those guys missed a game, I think. Or maybe they didn't even miss a game because it happened during the offseason. But this is this is after a game. This is during the season. I think, whether it's valid or not, or whether they should or not, these girls are probably held to a little bit of a higher standard because more is expected of them. And I think it's a just punishment to just go ahead and the rest of the season. The rest of the regular season.
Well, based already on what you said, but I was hoping you would go with this side because I do think one series is enough based on one series sounds like a half or a game for football. And that may not be accurate either. That could be, one game is one game. But the importance of missing a game in football and the importance of missing a game of 3 in a series or missing a series is by the equivalent. But they weren't riding around. They were in a private residence. And that's really those are my 2 strongest points there. And in fairness to how things are handled on the male side, I think this is the equivalent. So because then it becomes Title IX. There's all kind of things that could come up with this if it's not handled properly. So one series from a PR standpoint is probably the best option.
Pick a side. James Harden is the NBA MVP versus Russell Westbrook is the NBA MVP.
Russ is the MVP. You take that team away, they were maybe the 7th or 8th seed in the playoffs. You take that team away, 7th seed, you take them away, or take Russ away from that team, they're out of the playoff hunt. James Harden is outstanding. I think that his team they're very comparable players, but James Harden, they've still got Dwight. There's more, they don't have Dwight, but they still have players that are capable of producing outside of what Russ has. And he's just the best right now.
Well, take James Harden off the Rockets, you take Russell Westbrook off the Thunder, neither team are nearly as good. Probably, the Rockets might end up making the playoffs, but they wouldn't, they're just not even close to being as good. So you have to look at a different factor. They're both important to their team. The Rockets won more games. The Rockets are in a better position. The Rockets are beating the Thunder. I say it's James Harden. You got to.
Beard. The beard is the man, and I'm
to the victor.
Byron
go the
Coward.
sports.
Was that who it was?
What's that?
Was it Byron Coward?
Yes.
All right.
I've been trying. The wheels have been turning.
Shout out to
like
JC. I forgot about it.
There was like 3 other guys too, but I don't remember who they were.
It's all right. Auburn it happens a lot.
That's true.
But Russ Westbrook.
Pick a side, Celtics or Lakers. I'd go with Boston Celtics. No doubt about it.
You would. When Bill Russell won all those
those titles?
Fake titles when
Faked?
he was 7'10", and the rest of the league was 4'9".
There was only Wilt Chamberlain out there.
4'9". Wilt Chamberlain would put up better numbers. Bill won more rings, but he
he was the competition.
But he was scoring like 14 points a game. Like he really wasn't that great of. Those early rings that he won.
Wait a minute. What were you gonna say? He wasn't really that great a player.
Honestly speaking, he wasn't as dominant as Shaq. He wasn't as dominant as Shaq, he wasn't as dominant as Shaq. He didn't score as many points as as Kareem. So
he wasn't as dominant as Shaq.
He wasn't as dominant as Shaq. Shaq was going against legitimate people. I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible.
Okay.
And Bill Russell went
50, averaged 50.
Andy, if I was going out there and playing, I'm just telling you, Bill Russell should have. He should have. Now,
so clearly you're going with the Lakers.
Now, if it was like the Larry Bird Celtics, like that Celtics team, those championships, I can give you a little more on
That's
those.
more who that was. I actually saw them play.
Yeah, Bill Russell just.
Bill Russell and Bob Cousy, John Havlicek. Those would be a little bit beyond me. So you're a Lakers guy.
Oh, definitely Lakers guy. Kobe always going to be. I think Magic Johnson is the best player of all time. LeBron is passing him now because he's going to win more rings, but that's the most complete player I think the NBA's seen.
You think he's going to win more rings than 5?
I think he'll get more than 5 because he's going to keep going. It's something. Now he's not going to always win every time he goes, but he's got at least
he's
3
got
more.
4?
He's got 3. He's got 3. 1, 2 with Miami, 1 with Cleveland. But he's been 5 times. 6 times rather. So, he's solid. But Lakers, man, Kobe.
Got to be the Celtics. They're coming out with a 30-30. It's a 2-parter. It's so good.
Can't believe you picked that.
That's pretty much going to wrap up Sports Blitz Live. We appreciate so much all of you out there joining us. We'll be back on the air on Saturday at, I believe, 10 o'clock.
It's me and you, Andy, again.
It's me and Scotty again.
That's what I'm talking
We're
about.
going for a boat ride, but down at the Lake Martin. Where is it? Where are we going?
Right on down
on River Bridge.
By the River Bridge, next to Riverbend gas station. Riverbend Bait and Tackle.
Bait and Tackle. All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. For Scott Hardy, I'm Andy Graham saying so long for now. We'll talk again.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
Over the years, S&S Tires has grown into the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealer. S&S Tire offers the industry's best brand names: Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Firestone, and much, much more. The tire pros at S&S offer professional installation and the region's best price. In addition to your tire needs, S&S offers full automotive mechanical work for all your vehicle maintenance and repair needs with the area's most experienced staff. Visit either of our 2 locations on Cherokee Road in Ellick City or at South Street in Dadeville. At S&S Tire, we're installing peace of mind for every customer we serve. Every job, every day.
Jackson Refrigeration is Central East Alabama's Alabama Power superior solutions dealer. With rapid response time and on-budget pricing, we're Central East Alabama's and the area's authorized Goodman Heating and Air dealer. We make your peace of mind easy and give you peace of mind when it comes to your heating and air needs. As a superior solutions dealer, Jackson Refrigeration can help save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Jackson Refrigeration works on all existing brands and units and has the team to solve your heating and cooling needs, no matter the season.
Now there's no excuse. Drive a new Hyundai today.
Trade and drive this 17 Elantra today, just $49 a month. Trade and drive this 17 Sonata, $99 a month. Or trade and drive this 17 Santa Fe Sport, just $139 per month. At Hyundai of Auburn, deluxe safety, comfort and economy features, no extra charge, and locally built. Lease, finance, and credit options for you. We want your trade, even if you deal someplace else. But why would you? Trade and drive today at Hyundai of Auburn for $49 a month.
When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing LLC. For over 20 years, our mission has been to provide the best possible service available in the industry, and we specialize in solving difficult problems. We offer a wide range of services, such as installation, service, repair and replacement of common fixtures, water heaters, toilets, faucets, drains, sewer lines, and septic tank pumping and cleaning services. Unlike many companies, our septic tank services include field line testing. Our knowledgeable staff will be happy to answer any of your questions, so call A&M Plumbing LLC today.
Yeah, I think some of the players will take a little bit more ownership and leadership roles towards themselves rather than coach being the leader. You know, I think it's the players. That makes a good team if the players are your leaders. Right now, we got a couple senior power hitters. I'm hoping they can keep continuing how they've been hitting in practice, and we got a couple good senior pitchers that they just need to get up there, and hopefully they can find a groove early and keep it throughout the whole year. That's what I'm pretty excited about. I know our other seniors, they're our most consistent ones, so they're not a big worry about for me. I just want the other guys to kind of step up into those positions. I think we've got to get over that mental hump. It's always been second or third round. We've always ran into a team. We faced a little adversity. We didn't really, I don't know if we wanted to go past that round, but it's that mental hump right there. And I think if we can get over that mental hump, we're going to have a good chance. It's difficult. You know? I mean, there's a lot of good baseball that's been played here for a long time. So tradition, you know, it's going to be hard to step into those shoes for sure.